YouTube, what it is, it's your boy Gedden, and I'm back with another Good Morning Drive episode, I think 54. I got to go back and check. It might be 53, 54. I never keep track of these things, but the fact that this is one of the things I kept going for a long time, you know, at least I got that going on. But yeah, so if you don't know, first time to the channel, first time looking at this video, you already know. Subscribe. I got all types of content coming at you. Like the video if you like the content, and hit that notification bell on all. I got all types of content coming at you because I'm gonna have maybe 2-3 videos drop tonight. Drop this week. Thanks for the like, and appreciate you. Good morning to you. And I'm going to starting with those videos, I'm gonna have a lot of a big long information video. Ayo, Cincy, what up? What up? What's good? Good morning to you. I'm gonna have an impressions video of ESG football, the beta that just happened this weekend. Damn, what a good time. And I'm going to have some other videos, other content come, and I should have all of that done basically by Tuesday, Wednesday. I already got a video in the chamber to shoot off. It should drop sometime today around 6 or 7. And I got all content throughout the whole week. So definitely check me out. Definitely subscribe, hit that notification bell, and make sure you share some of my content. Why not? I never ask anybody to share my stuff. So why not share it? Let's go. And yeah, so let's first start off. We're going to start this show off talking about, matter of fact, the topics, you only got 2, right? Can't wait to play ESG, and I can't wait for you to play ESG. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about ESG and now end off with boxing because I think a lot of people want to hear what I got to say about ESG football, especially the beta, and I can't give out exact specifics, but listen, okay, my first go around with the game, I'm like, my first beta, I'm like, okay, this game is fun. This game is good. And I'm like, I know it's deep, but I didn't really get into the depth of the game, right? I'm literally picking up the sticks and just playing, right? It is pick up and play, but it's hard to master. You'll understand that once you start playing the game. You can't give it an hour or 2, right? Because your first interactions with the game, it's going to be jarring, right? It's going to be like, wow, this is different. And it is different. But the gameplay itself, it feels good, right? Like how players move, they do kind of what you expect them to do for, like, I don't know, 90% of the time, because the game does have a lot of animations. Please, I got 6 people in here, which is not exactly a high, but I appreciate everyone in here, and good morning to y'all. But please hit that like, and why not hit that subscribe, right? The like and the subscribe, it's free. It's free. You're getting free content, free information. You know what I mean? So please hit that like. I really would appreciate it. Definitely helps my channel grow and helps push my my videos to my subscribers and newcomers, you know what I mean, like yourselves. So yeah, thank you for coming through. But yeah, so back to ESG gameplay. It's different. It's not, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's easy to pick up because you can pick up and move the stick and you can run, and the running animations are pretty good. The overall feel of the game is pretty good. It's extremely solid, you know. But you do have controls that you have to learn. And it's not like Madden at all. It's not. There's things you could do in Madden that you cannot do in ESG, and a lot on the other way. It's a lot you could do in ESG that you cannot do in Madden, right? It's a lot. But once you get used to the controls, what up on the field? What's up? Good morning. But once you get used to the controls, once you get used to how the game works, man, so rewarding. It feels so good to do almost everything on the field. So I pick up the game, and it's a deep learning curve, but I'm playing the game and it's still fun. I'm playing a lot of head to head, right? I didn't get the chance to play 7-on-7 or 4 versus 4. I was playing 1-on-1, head to head with a whole bunch of CPUs versus another user. And that game mode is still fun as hell, right? That one is a bit more like traditional football because you're only playing as the quarterback or the wide receiver or a running back, right? You're not playing on the line. On defense. Yeah, you could play on, whatever. But on offense, you're only going to play whoever gets the ball. So you don't notice all of the intricacies that's in the game. And once you're playing, so I was playing that, having a good ass time. That was the first beta I was part of. Good ass time, but I know that it's a lot of depth. The second beta come around, and I finally get to see how deep the game could be. This game is extremely deep. I'm not saying that, oh, it's their first game and they are going light on some things. No, they're going head full, 10 toes deep, doubling down on simulation football, and the game is fire. Damn, that game fire. There's so much. Of course, it's not perfect. It's not, it's a beta, and I'm not talking about a Madden beta, right? Please hit that like. I got 14 in here. Please hit that like. Let's go. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate everyone in here, but please hit that like. I got 1 like so far. I don't know if this is a YouTube lag issue or what, but please hit that like, y'all. I really would appreciate it. But yeah, so ESG football, the game is not like Madden. It's not as easy as pick up and play and then have no depth. To me, Madden is easily pick up and play, but there's no depth. ESG football is that plus the depth. Is it on, I might go out on a limb and say that how deep the game is, but not as frustrating, is okay. The game can be, or potentially can be, as deep as a NBA 2K. You know how you got all your dribble moves and combinations and all that? You have all those combinations that you have to learn how to dribble. You got to learn how to shoot. On that level in its first edition, right? With that being said, it's easier. It's more intuitive, especially once you get to learn how movement works and how the game actually works. The game is amazing. It's really good. I had a hell of a time, and every build feels different. Every build has its pluses and minuses. You can have an all-around build for sure, but then if you make a one-sided build, you'll definitely feel that, right? On both sides. Of course, there's some things to iron out. There's a lot going on in the game, and it's a lot that the developers still have to do. But for right now, the game where it is, I'll tell you right now. Obviously, I played Maximum Football, right? And that's a great and solid game, right? I can't wait for y'all, if y'all are console players, for y'all to play that one too, right? Hold on, yo, Sanha, what's going on, dog? Yo, we had a fucking good ass time last night, right? What up, dude? Getting the coach. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah. I was coaching. I was Bill Belichick on that one, right? Whenever they gave me the coaching options. All right, so let me explain to everyone, right? When you're playing the game, and I can say this because they said this on their IG, but when you're playing the game, not everyone gets to pick the offense and defensive plays. It goes down to the highest rated or something like that, but we're all rated the same. But for whatever reason, maybe it's the skill points, or not the skill points, the skill sets that I had on my build that gave me the option to call the plays. So because I had the option to call the plays, I was calling the defense. I was calling the offense. And 3 times out of the 3 times that they gave it to me, back to back to back, the first plays that I was picking either led to a safety, led to a pick six, led to a sack, led to the first plays. and we would just run through the teams too. Whoever we were playing against, dude, no disrespect, but we were running y'all. Oh my God, we were just destroying them. And when I say destroying, I mean we won games and they didn't score, or they might have scored like 2 points, or not 2 points, but yeah, just one touchdown or whatever. But yeah, it feels good. It feels rewarding. You call a play, you guys got your strategies and know where y'all supposed to be on a 7 versus 7. That's what I'm saying. The game is so deep, y'all. Oh my God, the game is good. There's so much going on. It can be chaotic, especially if you got everybody not following their play art. You got, especially if they're reading the backfield instead of looking at what's going on in their area, their bubble zone or hook zone, whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever their assignments are, you have to pay attention to what you're doing. I'm not going to talk about specifics, but you have to know football. This is a football game, right? You got to know your A gaps, B gaps, because that's how you communicate, right? And just the depth of the overall game, y'all. I'm telling you, if you are into football and into football lingo, into strategies, this gonna be y'all game. This gonna be y'all game. If you want, Madden or even Maximum Football, because they're very similar in structure, uh, you're gonna have that too, and you're gonna have a different type of game in Maximum Football. But ESG, it hits different. I mean that. It hits different. The animations that they got in the game already is like high level, a lot of variations. I, I didn't get tired of any of the tackle animations that I played for the whole weekend. I didn't get tired of none of that. Seinhut is like, bro, you was bringing that heat on the defense. Yeah, man, we was, and I was dialing up the plays. I think I don't want to tap myself on the back too much, but I felt like I was getting people in the right position, right? And it showed. Dude had a pick six on one of my calls. You know what I'm saying? We had a safety. We had I had a strip fumble in the end zone that come up with a safety. Dog, the game is crazy good, and it's not just good because we were winning, right? It's crazy good, especially if you're an objective person. You don't mind losing to learn. It's good in that way too. Though I didn't do a whole bunch of losing. I was playing with the damn dev and co-founder of the game, so he was teaching everybody everything, and that's what I'm saying. This game is teachable, right? Yeah, you can learn things in Madden, you can learn money plays, but that's just as far as it goes, in my opinion. You just go as far as money plays in Madden. You don't go as far as positioning so much. You don't go as far as stick skills so much. Yeah, I've seen crazy videos of people having crazy stick skills in Madden, and the 2-on-2 or even the 4-on-4 in Madden. It looks like it could be fun, and a lot of stick skills in that, you know. But granted, EA and Madden has a crazy budget. They could add all types of software and coding that they paid for with their engineers to make the game way more fluid or whatever. This is a true independent led game for simulation sports, football, right? Maximum Football, they say they're independent, true, but in my opinion, they are a AA type of game. AA in terms of their budget and the corporation that's behind them. It's not a true independent corporation or company making that game. They didn't pull it out of the mud like ESG. ESG is literally pulling everything out of the mud. They're doing everything themselves. Very small team, and man, they got one on their hands, and I really hope that it continues. And you know what? I kind of hope for some competition, because that's going to make everyone. That's going to make the game, all games, better. And I think once word gets around to EA, and I don't mean just like an early version of the game or knowing what they're going to do, but once they see how much people are going to gravitate towards ESG football and some of Madden, they're going to really double down on Madden for once. And they started to do that, I believe, because all of a sudden, Madden actually looks good and it's moving good now. In Madden 25, it's still that lame gameplay where it's kind of shallow, right? Um, but Madden is actually, kind of like getting a bit better, but that AI in Madden is just atrocious. The animations they pick for you is just atrocious. The overall gameplay is just so boring and half-assed. Still, even though the animations gotten a bit better, it's still stale when it comes to Madden. ESG, that shit fire. That shit fire. And that's all I'm gonna talk about ESG. And I know everybody gonna bounce, but but yeah, I got an impressions video where I'm gonna talk a little bit more in depth, have more of a concise feel on my impressions of this weekend. But yeah, the game is fire. I'm loving it. I'm addicted to it. I was playing. I haven't played a football game that long back to back to back in a good long time, and had that much fun with it. And felt so confident in that game once people start playing it and finally get to understand the controls. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a learning curve, and it's definitely going to be a skill gap, but it's for the better, right? Because you actually get gratification when you juke somebody out of the socks, once you actually hit stick somebody and everything connect. It's actually like it feels right, and I'm telling you, it's different. It's different than every football game ever. And that's all I'm gonna say. Damn, I wish I could go back in that gameplay right now. I wish I didn't have to go to work. I wish I could go ahead and lab that game. And when I say lab, I'm not talking about money plays, right? I'm talking about execution and controls, because that game deep. All right, enough. Let's talk about some boxing that happened over the weekend, y'all. If y'all into boxing, your boy's into boxing now. I got my favorite fighters for sure, but I tend to be rather objective. My favorite fighters right now used to be Deontay Wilder. Well, still is, but he's a shell of himself right now. All right, Just Merv. Have they give a release date? I'm late. And was the beta also part of console? No, the beta was not part of console. The beta was sorry. Sorry. I ain't got no money, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't have no money. I never carry money on me. I'm sorry that happened on live right now, but homeless guy begging for money. Unfortunately, that's the same dude. I seen him before too. Wild stuff with this dude. But anyway, I hope he all right. Um, but yeah, so now release date. Sorry, Merv. Release date. I don't know the release date. They did say this year though, and when I say this year, I mean console. It's coming out this year, so we just gotta be a little patient. If I was to guess anything, I would think it would be November. I would think November, right? But I don't know. I don't know exactly when it's coming out. But yeah, definitely this year, for sure this year. That's what they said. They said for sure this year. Um, Chris Harris, that's with you too. When it's gonna drop? This year. This year is definitely gonna drop. I don't see how it won't drop this year, because how the game is working right now, shit. If they dropped it right now, I could see that, but it's not gonna drop. It's gonna be a while, right? They still a lot of things they gotta iron out, um, and the game is hella fun. Oh my god, the game is fun, and it's football. It's fucking football, dog. Uh, I'm happy about that. But anyway, AO Sensi was like, "Can you do animations anytime on the field, not just on live plays like Fortnite? Can you do animations?" I'm not too sure what you mean by animations. You can run around, of course, before the play. You can move around. It's just like any football game at pre-snap. Um, are you? Can you, as the runner, can you do jukes when nobody is around you? Yeah. Can you do spins when nobody is around you? For sure. It's just like any other football, but how it works and how you do it, that's different. Sign Hub is like, y'all gonna be surprised when it drops. Yes, y'all gonna be surprised. Sign Hub, do you mean by gameplay or do you mean by the like when the date, like the date of when it drops? Oh, do characters emote on the field? You could do emotes when you have the ball, and you get just like any other football game when you do a play, like a sack or whatever. They'll give you an animation. Now, can you do emotes like while you're in zone? I don't think so. I don't think so, and I think that's okay for me to share. Um, but yeah, they yeah when it drops, okay. Yeah, because I have no idea when the game is gonna drop. I really don't. Maybe they said that in the chat. I don't think we could announce it, but yeah, no matter what, everybody's gonna be surprised in my opinion on this game. Y'all gonna listen. All y'all gotta do is lab the game, learn the controls, get your squad ready. Get your squads ready right now. I'm telling you, get your squads ready. If you're gonna play, if you got 4 versus 4, get your 4 ready. If you got 7, get your 7 ready. I'm not too sure if 11 versus 11 is gonna be ready. I'm not too sure about that, but get y'all team ready now. Start talking to your peoples. Get your things ready. Get it ready. I'm telling you. All right, enough of that. If you got any questions, definitely ask me. But I'm going to talk about this boxing. Gervonte Tank Davis versus Lomant Roach. Everybody had Lomant Roach losing, getting knocked out in 5 rounds or so by Tank Davis because Lomant Roach moved up from 130 weight to 135. And when you move up in weight, a lot of things don't transition. But I guess when you're a smaller person, it's a bit different. And mind you, Tank normally don't fight guys that are around his height, right? Or naturally around his weight. Lomant Roach is that. Lomant Roach is around his height. Lomant Roach is around his weight. Matter of fact, the fight, Lomant Roach than came in a little heavier than Tank, only by like 2 pounds. But it does make a difference. And Roach got a sneaky ass chin, and I'm gonna explain that in a minute. So I thought that the fight was really good. I do not like the decision though. If you know anything about the fight, and once again with boxing, you had some controversy. You had controversy because Tank, um, man, when he gave the reason why he did it was wild. But Tank took a knee during the fight, and no matter what, under any circumstances, you take a knee in any fight, every fight that I've ever seen, you take a knee, no matter what, unless you're being pushed down, of course, because that's a tactic that boxers do to their opponent. They push down on their heads and push them down so hard, sometimes they have to take a knee. That's like the only instant, right? But other than that, anytime you take a knee, it's considered a knockdown. If you don't know the outcome of the fight, what the call was, it was a draw. Tank didn't win, didn't lose, but Lomant showed out. He didn't win, he didn't lose either. But he got a draw with Gervonte Tank Davis, the face of boxing, or one of the faces of boxing. Tank Davis, 30 wins, 28 knockouts in those wins. So, yeah, the boy got power if you don't know anything about boxing. And that's why they call him Tank. But also why they call him Tank, because he could take a hit. He could take a punch. Both guys could take a punch. I never saw anyone take hard hits from Tank and still stand up. He knocks everyone out, or knocks everyone down. The only person he didn't knock down, he had two fights where he didn't have a knockout, and I know one is Cruz, but he broke his hand. He couldn't use his power hand anyway. So I'm like, okay, you ain't gonna knock him out, but he won on points or whatever. But when it came to came to Lomant Roach, he was hitting him with shots. He was hitting him with some good shots and couldn't knock him down, so he got a chin. I think Lomant Roach surprised a lot of people, but the thing I don't like, Kurt, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Kurt? The thing I don't like is the fact that people are trying to call Tank a bum, right? They're trying, and I understand why, right? Because we have our favorite fighters. Everybody has a favorite fighter, and Tank was probably talking hella smack, talking down, making fun of other fighters at their lowest point, especially somebody like Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney got cheated when he fought Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was saying all types of racist things, and here come Tank saying, "Oh, Ryan Garcia didn't cheat. He probably took something by mistake." You know, he was defending the cheater instead of um, honoring his rival. Devin Haney is a rival, you know, but they'll never fight, and that's another reason why a lot of people are mad at Tank because they want Tank to fight everyone, and the 135 boxing division is fire. You know, you had Devin Haney. Hold on one second. You had Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney moved up. He moved up to 147. He's going to fight Ryan Garcia at 147, the rematch. Uh, Also, you got Shakur. Now you got Sean Davis. Now you got Lomant Roach. You know what I mean? And Keyshawn Davis, up and coming fighter, looking real good at 135. Same thing with Shakur. Shakur has been on that level, been calling for smoke, but for whatever reason, they don't fight. Him and Tank. Shakur from Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. I lived in Newark for a little bit. They don't fight. So everybody wants to see that damn fight. Kurt Ford is like, hey, something got to be going on with the EA NFL sim contract extension talks. Of course, they would have announced an extension by now. Yes, they would have. And I was waiting to make a video on that. But since people are starting to talk about it, I will make my own video on that. And there's a lot more to that as well. It does fall under the line of speculation, of course, but it just seems like the NFL wants to allow their license to be out by other companies. That's all I'm gonna say. And again, I'm gonna drop that video. I'll probably drop that video Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday, I'm gonna drop that video. I still gotta make it. I got everything laid out, you know. But yeah, Kurt, you're on to something. There is something up with it, but who knows exactly what that is? It's still hope. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that last comment you said. If 2K is getting that sim contract, we'll see. But back to boxing, right? They wanted to see these guys fight, and Tank, all he's doing is trolling and taunting these guys, you know, and it just seems odd that he didn't fight these guys yet. So I get it why people want to shit on Tank after getting the draw, because when you are the A side, which Tank is, you pick your opponents. So everybody's saying this is a cherry pick gone wrong. I don't think it's a cherry pick gone wrong because he was a champion. It's not like he wasn't a champion. Canelo be picking people that aren't champions. Those are cherry picks, right? Even him versus Bevo isn't necessarily a cherry pick gone wrong, but he had no one else to fight. You feel me? And he avoided Benavidez for so long that he had to fight somebody with a name. So he fought Bevo and got his ass rocked. But they gave him all the excuses in the world. No one's giving Tank an excuse, right? And I think that's fair and that's fine. Don't give him an excuse, but don't say both fighters are bums. Don't say Tank is a bum. He ain't got no skill. He got hella skill. It's just that Lomant got his number. Lomant Roach, the Reaper Roach, got his freaking number. And I'm telling you, if it's a rematch, it might be more of the same, or Tank might have to turn up to another level. If he turns up to another level, I think he's going to knock out Roach. But Roach could take a hell of a punch. But the thing that really impressed me about Roach, besides him being able to take Tank's punches, was the fact that Lomant Roach was countering the counter. He was countering the counter. Normally that don't happen. Normally Tank counters the hell out of his opponent, knocks him out. That's what he did to Frank Martin. Frank Martin got a pull counter. What a pull counter is, when you jab or throw a cross or a hook, you lean back and then you come off with with a hook yourself, a jab, or a knockout straight. Boom, boom. That's a pull counter, right? That's a terrible example, but that's what a pull counter is. He was able to counter his pull counter, which was nasty. I didn't see that. Tank didn't do that really, right? Tank didn't do that over the weekend. So we'll see. But then Tank took a knee because his eye was burning because goddamn boy, one of his braids went right into his eye, and then he took a knee. No matter what, that's a knockout. That's a 8 point round. That's a standing 8 count, right? No matter what, unless you knock him out, but then that's an 8-8, right? Or victory if you knock him out, he can't get up. But yeah, but Tank was getting caught by counters. He even got wobbled at one point. Dog, I'm telling you, they gotta have a rematch. And Tank said he wants a rematch, and that's another thing I don't agree with. A lot of people are saying is that Tank, he says he wants a rematch, but he don't know if he's going to get it. Meaning, he just signed an Amazon deal with Amazon Prime. They have fights already lined up. He doesn't know what the Amazon execs or whoever is going to say. We'll let you get this rematch in and possibly jeopardize all these other fights. That's what he's saying. He don't know, but he wants it. It might be next year because he has 2 other fights lined up for this year. After those 2 fights, then he could do the rematch. I understand that. I don't know why I could understand it, because I'm not saying I'm one of those delusional Tank fans, right? At one point, I had Tank losing to the big 3, or the big 4. I think the big 4 being Shakur, Dev, Tank, Teofimo, because at one point they were all in the same weight. But exclude Dev, he's not part of the weight class anymore. Exclude Teo, he's not part of the weight class. But who else is going into the 4 kings of the 4 fighters I just mentioned is Keyshawn Davis. Now you have Keyshawn Davis and Shakur. But I had Tank losing to Devin Haney and losing to Shakur because their defense is just crazy and they have a longer reach, right? Then I changed that to Tank beating all of them because he has knockout power. And we saw what Ryan Garcia did to Devin Haney, right, on PEDs and coming in way overweight. And we saw what Shakur did with De Los Santos. De Los Santos and Shakur, that was a snooze fest. A lot of people, I thought it was a brilliant chess match, but Shakur didn't throw as many punches because they're both waiting on to counter each other, and Shakur don't want to get hit, right? So I see that. I get that. But at the same time, it's still boxing in my eyes, and I love boxing. But yeah, so Shakur versus Tank, I still think Tank is going to beat him. Well, all I'm trying to say is I'm not one of those super fans that's delusional, right? Tank lost this fight. He lost against Roach because that knockdown, that knee he took should have been counted as a knockdown, and it was called a draw. So if you count that knockdown, Tank lost the fight. Tank lost this fight. I don't understand how it was a draw. Controversy in boxing, as always. But great fight. I thought it was hella good. They were dogging it out. They were going back and forth. They were landing hard hits on each other. I never seen Tank wobbled. I never seen somebody take one of Tank's punches. That was a good fight. I love that fight. I got to rewatch it. That was a good fight. The first 4 or 5 rounds, Tank was fooling around and not doing much, right? Just playing around. He didn't take Roach seriously, right? And Tank is saying that he's going to retire. I didn't necessarily believe that, but I was saying if he wasn't going to fight nobody, get the hell out of boxing, right? Because we don't need another Canelo. We don't need another Canelo. We need people that's going to fight the best. The best fight the best. Shout out to BT. But he was dogging Tank as well. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up this video right now. Last comment I'm going to read. If I was 2K, I'd use GTA 6 as leverage. If EA don't allow 2K in on the deal, 2K should release GTA 6 the same day as 2K. You mean Take-Two? Take-Two are the publishers to Grand Theft Auto, not 2K. 2K is a subsidiary of Take-Two. 2K, they only do the sports games and what's that strategy game? Sid Meier's Civilization, and they do XCOM. That's the games that they publish. Other than that, it's NBA 2K, WWE 2K, PGA 2K. That's the only they don't do GTA. Kurt, but yeah, shit. Take Two should work with 2K in trying to stomp out NCAA 26. But honestly, I think we got some other things. You saying Canelo is the best? No, he is not. Canelo is not the best. No, Canelo got caught with steroids. Canelo lost to Mayweather. Canelo lost to Bivol. Canelo cherry picks. Canelo also ducked and did not fight Benavidez. No, Canelo is not the best. Canelo, he's a good fighter, but he need to go. He got to go. He got to go. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, you knew that. All right, my bad. I explained it anyway. My bad. It's a whole lag thing. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up this video. I appreciate everybody coming through. Please hit that like, subscribe. I got content coming out this week. You're going to want to catch my content. I wish I could release some of the gameplay I got for ESG. I can't wait for y'all to play ESG. And it's a learning curve. Don't forget, it's a learning curve with ESG. I'm going to keep saying that in every video because I think everybody has to understand that it's a major learning curve with ESG and it's a major skill gap. Y'all gonna learn, y'all gonna find out, but most importantly, y'all gonna love it. ESG, ESG, yeah, let's go. The animate, man, I ain't saying no more. I'm out of here. Peace. Check out my content, it's coming. Yeah.